Welcome to Slavic Revelation. In this series, we'll uncover the hidden truth about the origins of the Slavs, long before they appeared on Europe's official stage. Where did they come from? How did they emerge? Were they a true confederation or a single people? What does the name Slavs really mean? And how is it tied to their birth as a civilization? You'll also discover which of today's Slavic nations do not truly belong to the collective, which nations were the true founders of the Slavic world, and which ones emerged later as expressions of the Slavic identity, shaped by the shifting tides of history. Get ready for revelations, mysteries, and stories you've never heard before. Let's begin.
Migrations have always been part of the Slavic story, more than one in fact, but the most important ones, the migrations that defined who the Slavs truly were, have been forgotten. Today we're mostly taught about the time after their glory, an age when the Slavs quietly stood in the background of European history. We are told a distorted version of history, that they arrived late, just before the Hungarians. But it is true. Over the last millennium, most Slavic kingdoms, apart from the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, remained small and seldom held real power. And today, we also witness how their once vibrant folklore has faded into obscurity, overshadowed by the hollow echo of the communist era, a social caricature mistaken for culture. But there was a time before that, when the Slavs were not followers of history, but its driving force. A story buried beneath 1,000 years of silence. In the early Middle Ages, there was a tale of three brothers, Czech, Lech, and Mek, who spread across Europe. Later, Mek was replaced by Rus, not by coincidence. Most dismiss this story as mere folklore, a myth without substance. But what if those brothers were symbols of something much deeper? Symbols of three ancient peoples who, long before our time, right before and at the dawn of the Bronze Age, each departed from Europe in their own era and far to the southeast beyond its borders, forged a pact. A pact that, through centuries of struggle and transformation, would plant the seeds of what we now call Slavic culture, and at the same time the roots of European humanism and the modern mind itself. Sounds unbelievable. You see, nearly 4 millennia ago, during the Old Babylonian period, in ancient Mesopotamia, a powerful idea began to take shape: the concept of 4 symbolic creatures. These beings, or totems, came to represent the 4 pillars of the human world: the elements, the directions, the virtues, even the very faces of civilization itself. Those 4 pillars were embodied by 4 beings: the bull, the bird, the lion, and the wolf-like man. And that was no coincidence. At that time, the very heart of civilization lay in Mesopotamia, where each of the dominant tribes, or more precisely, ancestral lineages, identified itself with one of these totems. 3 of those 4 lineages had already formed a social alliance, the foundation of what we now know as the Slavs. But through endless migrations, wars, and the turmoil of climate and time, that origin was gradually lost. By the Middle Ages, their descendants had almost completely forgotten who they were, and all that remained was a faint echo, preserved only in folklore and myth, faintly reflected through the names of Czech, Lech, and Mek. Intrigued? Subscribe to the channel and follow our upcoming episodes, as we gradually reveal, step by step, the evidence behind the origin and identity of the Slavs. Using genetics, ecological patterns, cultural and linguistic frameworks, etymology, and other scientific tools, we'll uncover a story long hidden beneath history itself. See you soon.